Welcome to unofficial mission expanding tutorial for Star Wars Rebellion. Missions in Rebellion actually are encounters for one or several individuals, usually covered by RPG game systems. As example, we will use Star Wars RPG game system created by Corey Konechka, and certain adventure called Under Black Sun, which is free and contains a bridged set of the rules found in the Edge of the Empire core rulebook, including all of the skills and mechanics needed to play through. Game mechanics explained inside adventure book or video tutorials, whose links are provided in this video description below. How to play this game. Here, you will hear parts of the game and instructions, how to do next move. For game dice rolling, I will use app named Dice Roller, which link is provided in picture and in video description. If you do not like using apps and videos while gaming, you can convert video blocks to text blocks, arrange them and print. It will look like fighting fantasy RPG adventure books. See video description about fighting fantasy gaming. If you do not have required dice, while not want using apps, you can use more regular dice converter table provided in Star Wars RPG adventure book named Under Black Sun. If you have Onlu D6 dice, then use this conversion. Boost die D6. 1 to 2 no effect. 3 success. 4 success plus advantage. 5 advantage. 6 double advantage. Setback die D6. 1 to 2 no effect. 3 to 4 failure. 5 to 6 threat. Ability die 2 D6. 2 double success. 3 to 4 success plus advantage. 5 advantage. 6 to 8 success. 9 advantage. 10 to 11 success plus advantage. 12 double advantage. Difficulty die 2 D6. 2 to 3 no effect. 4 failure plus threat. 5 to 9 threat. 10 failure plus threat. 11 to 12 double failure. Proficiency die 2 D6. 2 to 3 double success. 4 to 5 success. 6 to 8 advantage plus success. 9 advantage. 10 to 11 double advantage. 12 epic success. Challenge die equals 2 D6. 2 no effect. 3 to 4 total failure. 5 failure plus threat. 6 to 8 failure. 9 threat. 10 to 11 double threat. 12 epic failure. Force die 2 D6. 2 double black. 3 to 4 white. 5 to 8 black. 9 to 11 double white. 12 double force. The Edge of the Empire role-playing game focuses on the grim and gritty portions of the Star Wars universe. Characters exist in places where morality is grey, and nothing is certain, living on the fringes of both the galaxy and its society. In an Edge of the Empire campaign, bounty hunters, smugglers, mercenaries, and explorers not only rub elbows with doctors, politicians, and scholars, but also find themselves thrust into adventures together with them. During these adventures, characters find themselves facing any number of challenges, from repairing their damaged starship or slicing their way past a security panel to exchanging blaster fire with hired guns out to collect a bounty. Characters must rely on their innate abilities, acquired skills, and special talents to survive. Welcome to Coruscant, the heart of the galaxy. This planet-spanning city is the seat of the Empire's power and home to over 1 trillion individuals. Even under the iron grasp of the Imperial forces, the sheer size of Coruscant makes it attractive to those who hope to make their fortunes, whether through legitimate enterprise or less than legal means. As Under a Black Sun begins, the PCs are inside a facility run by the Black Sun criminal organization, slicing into a computer network to gain information for their bosses, the Pike criminal family. The Pike Syndicate consists of a network of spy stealers who maintain outposts across the galaxy, and the PCs owe them big. Accessing the secure data networks of the Black Sun is no easy task, however, and the PCs inadvertently trip an alarm the moment they download the files they were sent to retrieve. The adventure is presented in 3 parts, each of which includes a series of encounters for the PCs to complete and locations for them to explore. Their goal: to find a bounty hunter who betrayed their employees before they end up with a bounty of their own. Let's introduce player characters who were invited by Pike's Syndicate to find traitor. PCs can't refuse invitation cause obligations they have. Obligation. Favor, 5. The Nile clan is a family of politicos, and they arranged for their eldest daughter to follow in their line of work as a Senate aide. For the young Bothan, the intrigue of slicing into government databases far surpassed the constant bickering and posturing on the Senate floor. Consequently, she used much of her time as an aide honing her skills as a technician. Senator Trelev Quem discovered her talents by accident and kept them a secret. Now she works for him and, by extension, the Pike Crime Syndicate, which has Quem in its pocket. Playing Jovel. Bullet, you are the go-to person for dealing with databases, security systems, and repairs. Bullet, the Niles are an expansive family with roots set down all over Coruscant and beyond. One of your clansmen, Corson Fan, occasionally feeds you interesting tidbits of information from his Sabak parlor, the Spider. Bullet, your stun grenades are perfect for dealing with large groups of enemies and keeping them off your tail long enough for you to make your escape. Obligation. Family, 5. Matt grew up on Coruscant, unfazed by the scope and diversity of the planet. He and his brother, Rickard, explored Coruscant's seedier sectors, trying to make a living and a name for themselves among the dregs and scoundrels in the underworld. After Rickard botched the job for the Pikes, the crime syndicate demanded that he pay for the losses. Rickard will be stuck working for them until he dies. Matt can't bring himself to abandon his brother, and if he ever gets on the Pike's bad side, Rickard will be sure to pay. Playing Matt. Bullet, you make your way through the underworld by lying, cheating, and stealing, if need be. If that doesn't work, a sly grin and some swagger might just keep you out of the worst of trouble. Bullet, you've been around the block once or twice and know your way around the black market. If someone needs you to procure a contraband item, a good starting point is the Umbra Club, where you know some of the death stick dealers, including Speng, a fellow human. Bullet, you're handy with a blaster, and it has often meant the difference between getting paid and another week of scrounging. Obligation. Criminal, 5. Sanoka comes from a long line of bounty hunters and learned many of their ways, even though she did not join in the family business. The Rhodian came to Coruscant 10 years ago seeking ever larger fortunes and wrestled her way into the property market. What Sanoka thought was an innocuous deal turned out to involve the Pikes, and they made sure she would profit more if she undercut her original client deeply. In time, Sanoka came to appreciate the world of crime and what could be accomplished working outside of the system. Playing Sanoka. Bullet, you have had limited experience with Zelcom Industries, having sold some office space in the same tower. There seems to be as much freight going into and out of the office building as through a small starport. Rumors say that Zelcom is a front for weapons smuggling. Bullet, though innately talented with blasters, you have found that a concealed vibroknife can work in places a blaster can't, and you have taught yourself how to use one effectively. Bullet, finally, when your silver tongue doesn't do the trick, a couple of credits can smooth over a tense negotiation. Obligation. Betrayal, 5. During a bounty hunting job, fellow clansman Aramx betrayed and humiliated Treyasek, which according to his beliefs zeroed out his Jaganath points, denying him a place of honor in Trandoshan society and in the afterlife. The only way to restore his lost points is to kill the one who did this to him. Treyasek has devoted his life ever since to killing Laramx and making sure that nobody else kills him first. Last he heard, the traitor was working for Black Sun, and Treyasek joined up with the Pikes recently for a chance to finally track Laramx down. Playing Treyasek. Bullet, you stand about a head taller than everyone else, and combined with your sharp claws and pointed teeth, this makes for an intimidating sight. Threats of force are your forte, as are beatdowns and muggings. Bullet, as an ex-ganger, you know how to take a hit and shrug it off. Since you started working with Jovel, Matt, and Sin, you've become fiercely protective of them and won't hesitate to defend them in a fight. Bullet, if it comes down to it, you've got an old slug thrower rifle to take down enemies. at range, and while it packs a punch, it's not the most accurate gun in the galaxy. Once a notable force of preeminent spy stealers across the galaxy, the Pike Syndicate has seen its fortunes dwindle greatly under the Empire. The Pikes themselves are comprised entirely of the Pike species. However, after an alliance with the Shadow Collective, a wide-ranging group of criminal organizations fell apart. The spy stealers branched out to expand their power by incorporating many smaller groups into their cartel. The Pike Syndicate is based in the Outer Rim on the world of Obadiah, from which the group maintains operations throughout the core worlds. The increased security of the Empire has made spice dealing difficult, but the Pikes continue to soldier on, always looking for greater profits. This particular bounty hunter was operating under an alias. He was working for the Pikes to dispatch a rival smuggler and intercept the large spice shipment the rival was carrying. The bounty hunter betrayed the Pikes and took the shipment for himself instead, delivering it to the Black Sun mobsters, who offered him a bigger bounty. This cost the Pike Syndicate hundreds of thousands of credits, and jobs with them have dried up ever since. Hopefully, this file will reveal the hunter's real name, so that the PCs can bring him to justice for his betrayal and ensure that the Pikes will have work for them in the future. Do they want him dead or alive? The Pikes have a bit of unfinished business with the bounty hunter that they'd prefer to wrap up, given the chance, but the Syndicate will look weak if he gets away. If the PCs can't manage to capture him, they should instead make sure it's the last time he'll ever double-cross anybody again, or before they know it, they'll find they have a bounty of their own. How much are we going to get paid? Perhaps the bounty hunter still has some of the credits Black Sun paid him for the spice shipment and bounty. This would go towards helping to offset some of the Pike's losses. The PCs should make sure to bring anything of value they find on him back with them. Once the PCs successfully dispatch the bounty hunter, the Pikes will pay them 1,000 credits each.